Welcome to today's class. In today's class, I'm going to talk about coniferous forest. The other name of the coniferous forests are taiga forest, which are cold temperate type of forest which are found in the interior of the continents. They are also called as Siberian type of forests. So now let us talk about the extent of these coniferous forests. These forests are found in the regions from 55 degrees to 70 degrees north in the northern hemisphere. They are not found in the southern hemisphere but only are confined to the northern hemisphere. It's a continuous stretch of belt across the southern Canada to northern Europe and then extending to Russia. This narrow belt lies between two regions, tundra region in the north and the temperate grasslands in the south. Areas or regions where these coniferous forests are found are in the southern part of Alaska, southern part of Canada, parts of Norway, in Sweden, Finland, and other Scandinavian countries, as well as in northern Russia, northern Siberia, and Sakhalin Islands. So this was the location. Now we are talking about the climatic conditions of the coniferous forest. The winters are extremely cold and it is very severe and extends up to 6 to 7 months with temperatures which goes below the freezing point. Here we have the city of Verkhoyansk in Russia, which is called as the cold pole of the earth. Here temperatures minus 89 degrees has been recorded. This region is colder than the Arctic region as well. Then we have the city of Oymyakon, which lies in southeast part of Russia. It has recorded even lower winter temperatures than Verkhoyansk. It is the coldest inhabited village of the world. So the winters are extremely cold, but the summers are short, but it lasts only for 3 to 4 months. In the summer months, the days are longer and the nights are colder and short. At around 60 degrees north, the sun shines over for more than 18 hours a day. Here the rainfall is between 25 to 100 centimeters moderate. There is more rainfall near the coastal region because of the influence of the sea, and the rainfall is mostly of cyclonic type where there is incoming winds. In the summers there is mostly showers of rain, but in the winters it's in the form of snowfall as the temperatures are very low. So these coniferous forests are a belt where huge and large amounts of trees grow, which are hardwood trees, which are used for timber as well as for pulp wood, which is made into paper. The trees of the coniferous belt has to withstand huge ranges of temperature. So it can grow only for a short duration of time. It has got a short growing season. Therefore, a huge amount of hardwood trees would have died if they do not practice lumbering. The growth of the trees are very slow, up to 4 to 5 months in a year. There are only few species of trees which grows here like pine, fir, hemlock, larch, cedar and spruce. So if you have noticed, these coniferous trees have got small needle-like leaves. This is to reduce transpiration and minimum evaporation of water. These trees are evergreen trees because the leaves do not shed. After 5 years, the leaves shed. So most of the time, the forests are green. So one of the marvelous features of the coniferous trees are that they adjust very well to the environment. The trees are cone shaped so that the branches enable the snow to fall without harming the tree. Even the fruits are heart cone shaped, and the leaves and the branches do not injure themselves even when there is heavy rainfall and snowfall. The trees can even withstand strong winds. The trees of the coniferous forest have a high percentage of pitch, which is a very low quality coal, and therefore, whenever there is any fire, it spreads very rapidly amongst the forests, causing forest fires, which are very, very dreaded. And vast areas under forests are devastated because of these fires. Therefore, forest fires and their control is a very essential part of the coniferous forest. Now let's talk about lumbering, which is the chief activity of the people of the coniferous belt. What does lumbering basically means? Lumbering means it is the harvesting of the products of the forest, acquisition of the forest wood, and also converting it into those products which are of commercial use. Felling of trees consists of conifers. 150 species of trees are cut every year. One fifth of them are of softwood and the rest are hardwood. Of the hardwood and important wood, we have spruce, dollars, fir, hemlock, cedar, pine, yellow birch, maple, and poplar, which provides a very useful lumber for making furniture and other products. And there are some conifers like spruce, balsam, fir, jack, pine, hemlock, poplar, which are of soft wood and they are used for the manufacture of pulp and paper. Lumbering is the chief and very important industry of Canada from earliest time. But these forests have gone through very ruthless exploitation, which has led to vast areas being deforested and depleted within a very short period of time. Now, let's talk about the different methods and steps which are taken in lumbering. The first step is felling of trees. Felling of trees means a huge amount of suitable trees are selected and the lumberjacks, they wear spiked shoes and they wear safety belt and they hung themselves on the trees. They basically are well equipped and they also carry with them a saw and an axe. And then they ascend onto the tree, cutting down all the interfering branches until they reach the top. He clings to the swinging tree, he cuts off the topmost part, and then gradually he cuts the rest of the tree. Nowadays, there are modern saws and axes as well as there are machines to cut down these trees. When these trees touch the ground, then the roots as well as the excessive branches they all are cut. The next stage is called as skidding. In skidding, the logs of woods are taken out of the woods or the forest with the help of maybe a road or railways or a river bank. Wherever there are deep canyons or valleys, then these logs are hung via cables and then they are sent to the other part of the region. So the third and the last stage of lumbering is called as hauling or transportation. Here the rivers are used extensively. The logs are all piled up across the banks of the rivers when the rivers are frozen. And then these lumberjacks they wait for the spring thaws or the ice to melt. As the ice melts, these logs are pushed into the water and the strong currents of the rivers they help in the flowing of the logs to the mills. The logs keep on floating and the lumberjacks have to see whether logs are floating and they are not piling up in the middle of the river. Sometimes, in spite of the care which is taken, a jam is created when the logs they pile up with each other and blocks the movement of the river as well. So here the lumberjacks again have to walk across the logs and they have to move the logs one by one so that the water can easily swirl away the logs to their destination. The mill centers are located near the water bodies and ponds. These cover huge and hectares of lands. Here the logs come floating down the rivers and cannot drift away anymore. The ponds enable them to sort out the logs and clean them, thus preventing any kind of deterioration, and then the logs are left to dry for further processing. तो हम बात कर रहे हैं कोनिफरस फॉरेस्ट की जिसको टाइगर फॉरेस्ट भी कहा जाता है. यह क्षेत्र उत्तरी गोलार्ध में 55 से 70 डिग्री के बीच में स्थित है। यह क्षेत्र उत्तरी यूरोप, दक्षिण कनाडा और रशिया के बीच में एक सतत बेल्ट के रूप में फैला हुआ है। इस क्षेत्र के उत्तरी भाग में टुंड्रा क्षेत्र है और दक्षिण में शीतोष्ण घास का क्षेत्र है। अब हम बात करेंगे यहाँ के जलवायु के बारे में। यहाँ पे सर्दियाँ बहुत ज़्यादा ठंडी और गंभीर होती है। सर्दियाँ यहाँ पे 6 से 7 महीने चलती है तथा यहाँ का जो टेम्परेचर या तापमान है वो हिम बिंदु से काफ़ी नीचे हो जाता है। यहाँ के वर्खोयांस्क जो कि रशिया में है, इसको कोल्ड पोल भी कहा गया है, जो कि आर्कटिक रीजन से भी बहुत ज़्यादा ठंडा है। ओएम यकोन जो कि दक्षिण पूर्व दिशा में स्थित है, वहाँ पे सबसे कम तापमान रिकॉर्ड किया गया है। सर्दियों में यहाँ पे तापमान -70 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड से लेके -50 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड तक होता है और गर्मियों में यहाँ का तापमान 15 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड तक होता है। यहाँ पे ग्रीष्मकाल काफ़ी छोटा 3 से लेके 4 महीने तक होता है। ग्रीष्मकाल में दिन काफ़ी लंबे होते हैं और 18 घंटे तक धूप रहता है। यहाँ पे गर्मियों में वर्षा 25 से लेके 100 सेंटीमीटर के बीच में होता है। तट और उसके आसपास अधिक वर्षा होती है। सर्दियों में अधिकतर बर्फबारी 5 से 7 महीने के बीच में होती है। शंखधारी वन विश्व में सबसे बड़ा इमारती लकड़ी और गूदे की लकड़ी का स्रोत है। शंखधारी वृक्षों में पिच का एक बहुत बड़ा भाग होता है, इसीलिए इन जंगलों में आग बहुत जल्दी से लग जाती है। यहाँ के पेड़ तापमान की दर सीमा और कम बढ़ते मौसम में जीवित रहने में सक्षम हैं। यहाँ पे पेड़ पौधे धीरे धीरे बढ़ते हैं क्योंकि पानी जम जाता है और साल में 3 या 4 बार ही पेड़ों को पानी मिलता है।